All right, we appear to be live. Hello, nerds. Welcome to episode 10. We did it. We're up to 10. That's, is that good or is that obsessive? Not sure. Anyway, last time we got, I guess I could just go straight to the emulator, but we got numbers working, and we got the palette cleaned up a little bit so that it's a little more boring. But if we fire it on up, we had this was pretty good. We had numbers, but I extended that a little bit so that we could run it on the actual hardware, on an actual monitor over there, which was fun, and I will probably do that again today. But now the next bit is we have lowercase numbers. I believe they were called lowercase numbers by somebody last stream, so I'm going to stick with lowercase numbers. As always, good evening where we're. And we have uppercase letters, but if we try and print pretty much anything else, it turns out to be garbage because it's not guarded. Like, we don't check the range of the character before just willy-nilly assuming it's an uppercase character and printing it. And what else? I mean, it pretty much just it's going to be garbage for that reason. And we don't have a special case for printing lowercase characters in specific. We do have the lowercase characters mapped into our PPU memory. They're a little funky because at this row, so from tile 50, if it's between A and P, we're golden. But between Q and V, they start at tile 4A, and then we have some lowercase characters up here for some reason. Like, let's see, V. So W, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z are all, like, we're going to have special cases for each of those because for some reason they're up here. I mean, probably for reasons that make sense for Super Mario Bros. 3, which is what we're stealing this ROM set from, but for me, they are not helpful. Hello, Anish Natekar, I will assume. Sorry. Hello, CSW Motion Pictures. New faces. Cool. I like it. Welcome to the stream, and I hope you enjoy, because it's just going to be nonsense. And we are going to start with these lowercase characters here. So, you know what I'm going to do is I'm just going to totally redo this string, and why not? Let's just do all the characters so that this can just kind of be my test string that I can run through everything, and it will print wrong until it eventually prints right. So we'll do all of the uppercase characters. And all of the lowercase characters. And all the numbers. And that is good enough for me. We'll just we'll add other punctuation as we need it, but at the moment we're just gonna have uppercase characters, lowercase characters, uppercase letters, lowercase letters, and numbers. So let's look back at that ASCII table that you would really think I would have embedded in my brain, but I do not. So, lowercase characters begin at hex 61 is lowercase a. And for the numbers, so we're kind of checking in ranges, starting with the characters that are in the lowest region and saying, do they sit in that range? No? Well, then let's check the next range up, and failing otherwise. So, here we are. So this is kind of our print character area. So we should just be able to continue this pattern and knock these out relatively easily. So this is a branch if greater than, basically. Greater than or equal to, no, if less than or equal to. So if we're less than the 0 character, then we just fail. If we are let's see, greater than or equal to 9? The colon, sorry. So if we're greater than or equal to the colon, which is the character after 9, then we skip generating a number. Otherwise, the number generation code is here, or rather the number tile lookup code is here. And instead of what we've got going on right now is this char not number label that skips over the number generation if we are above the area of ASCII that is numbers, just assumes that it's an uppercase character, subtracts hex 11 from it, and looks up the tile based on that. But what if this one's actually going to be funky because we're basically going to have to put guards on the uppercase characters now because the lowercase characters are actually in a higher range than the uppercase characters. So let's do that. So if it's not a number, then we're going to not a number between 30 and 39. So check if it's a uppercase letter, as I was just saying, which is in the range 41 through, actually, between, because we have to chunk it up because of the way those tiles are. So between A and where did it end? Q. P was the last one. So we, oh, no, I'm confusing myself. That's for lowercase characters. Uppercase characters are completely in order. Okay, so I don't have to do anything special. Got ahead of myself. So that was hex 41 through hex Z was 5A. And I will just use the exact same code, really. So if it is less than 41, so if it's one of those punctuation characters between 9 and A, then we're going to bail for now. We will handle those at some point, but for now, we shall bail. So if the character is... Let's steal these. Yank. And actually, let me comment this too, since if I'm going to comment the other one, then I should comment this one. So if the character is greater than or equal to 39, actually that would be, if it's greater than 39, yeah, sure, let's write that, which is 9, then skip looking up a number tile. Alright, so now let's take that same block and, whoops, let me copy that again. Yoink, paste. Alright, so if the character is less than 41 now, which is an A, then it's an unsupported character, so we're going to bail. That will be updated later. And if the character is greater than, what did I say, that was 5A? Yes, if it is greater than 5A, which is Z, skip looking up a capital tile. And we'll update this to be one more, because that was the way the logic was for the other one, or rather the way the math worked out. So that would be 6-0. No, almost did it again. This is hex. A doesn't just go to the next number. That wouldn't even make sense in any number base. I guess it would make sense in decimal base 11. But we're not in base 11, so that will be 5B. And this will not be the same label. This will be character not ucase. let's use that. And I mean, I guess really for now, character not ucase will be the same thing as bailing. Until I add the lowercase number handling. But let's move this comment to right here. And finally, this is our code for handling an uppercase character, so we will just subtract 11 from the character. And then again, the paranoid clear carry and branch if carry clear to the char put code, which is currently redundant because it's just going to go straight to the next instruction, but we will put code in here because we will then handle the range of lowercase characters. So let's just do a sanity build on that and make sure everything prints properly. Nothing should really have changed. I guess, well, we have the lowercase characters in here, so these should just get skipped for right now because being above the range of uppercase characters, the way I just wrote it, is the same thing as, you know, it bails the same way as if we are between numbers and uppercase letters in the same way. So those should just not print at all. They should not appear at all. There shouldn't even be like spaces. But let's check. Okay, kind of. I have no idea what this is about. Because it's interesting, because A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, O. We must have an off by 1 there. Interesting. Ba-da-ba-da. But why? So, like, clearly it's like it's off by 1 because like this should be A and this should be Z. Like these should all be shifted to the left. So the tile lookup is apparently wrong. But how? Because it was working fine before. And hex 41 is because if it was just that, like, my ranges here for over and under were wrong, then it just wouldn't print the A, and it would, like, start at B. But, like, the actual number that's happening here is off. So that's interesting. Is it something funny with the carry bit because I am being silly? Like, is there... Do I need to do a carry clear before this because of the compare? Is that possible? Does compare set the carry bit? Because that would be interesting. Oh, no, not CMP. Clear carry. Let's just double check. Why not? Costs us nothing to rebuild. Wasn't that. Twas not that at all. I mean, if I do something really obvious, like, I don't know, change that to 12, then it should change the characters, but that still doesn't feel right to me because we were doing subtract. Yeah, see, it shifts it over 1 more. So we were doing subtract 11 before, and it was just fine, which should make sense because, again, if it's an uppercase A, then that is hex 41. And in that case, hex 41 minus hex 11 is hex 30, which is our A character. Let's double check that. See, it's 30. So something spooky is going on. Something quite spooky that I might just have to debug. Because again, I could just do this, but I would expect that the result of that would be 31, and that is the B character. So this math is not happening right for some reason now. But it doesn't seem to be that the carry is the problem, because I cleared it and it still did the same thing. But yeah, like this should work now. But it shouldn't work like that. What's the story? Let me check chat really quick. Wereworm says, would it be easier to make a giant lookup table for all characters? Less to code, maybe? Yeah, we could definitely do that. And it would definitely be more performant. And there's no reason we shouldn't. And that's a really smart idea. And I can't think of a single reason not to do that. Damn it. Except that it takes up extra space, and I would really want to make sure it is aligned at a page boundary, so a 256K boundary, just so that, you know, I can easily index it with X or Y or whatever. Damn it, that is such a great idea. That's an excellent idea. I hate you for proposing it, because that means I have to rewrite all of this, but it's so much better. And it's so much more obvious. Let me read the rest of chat, and then maybe maybe we'll just re-implement, because that would make things a lot easier. Well, it's gonna take a minute to implement, or to write the whole frickin' table, but it'll be more performant, and it should technically, like, we don't have to write all these silly ranges, so damn it, it's the way better idea. So let me read chat. Ocelot, hello. I don't know when you dropped in and said hi, but hi. And yeah, Wereworm said it would only cost you 256 precious bytes. Yeah, F it, let's just do that, because also the code for that is really easy once you've built the lookup table. Hex value seems fine. Maybe the branching doesn't include equals? It could be, but again, then it should just bail. But yes, Wereworm, god damn it, you're right. God damn it. It seems like this is a sunk cost fallacy, because the initial feeling is, man, I spent so much time on this code, but here's the thing, is the code for a lookup table is way easier to implement. It's just, it's one, like, indexed load instruction. I think maybe the one, I guess what we could do is we could do an indexed load and just set any character that is marked 0, don't, if it was 0, then don't move the cursor and don't draw anything. That would handle our, like, characters we don't support, and also our whatchamacallit, like our control characters. So we'll probably do that. And that's pretty much it, is look it up, see if it's 0. If it's not 0, then use that value, draw that character, done. And then we'll have to add some logic for whatchamacallit, for like handling the control characters that we want to handle, but that's much better than all of this branching, so damn it, that's just what we're gonna do. That's just what we're gonna do. Yeah, so we'll do our screen X calculation, pull A, clear carry, and then F literally all of this. And just replace this with ba-da-da. I'll build the table in just a second, but it will literally just be like load A, or let's see, transfer A to X probably, and then load A. We will have some, yeah, some location that will be, I don't know, we have to find it, think of a name for this table. Maybe I'll just call it char lookup table. And continuing my scheme of using short, ugly labels for everything when I'm using an assembler that can definitely handle. Pretty confident about that syntax. Not as confident about the TAX instruction. I cannot remember if that exists on 6502 or if that's just 65816. But anyway, so we will... Actually, we can pull X, can't we? Or is that also a 65816 thing? Yeah, because that way we pushed, because we used the accumulator for some math in here. We pushed it at the top of the function. So I think I can just do pull X, clear carry, then use that index into our character lookup table, and then we'll just implement that in a second. And branch equal, which is if it was 0. Load A does set that flag, right? Let's double check. Control F, load A. No, wait. Yes? No, yeah, it's at 0. So that's fine. So branch equal is the same thing as branch on 0. So we will branch, if it is 0, to let me delete this label, damn it. To print char end, which will do nothing, and make sure not to advance the pointer or anything. And also, if I was smart, I might move, like, all of this code here is setting the address to write to in the PPU. I probably really only want to do that once I've calculated the thing, and it would probably be trivial just to, like, calculate it, stash it in Y or something, and then pull it back out once I've set the address and I'm ready to set the data. But anyway, that's for in a minute. And then if yeah, so if we looked in the lookup table and it wasn't 0, then I guess we just do the char put code, except that we don't need to jump to it now. Yeah. Look up the tile number of this character, print nothing if it was 0. And that's it. So non-zero tile number found. Write it to the PPU and increment the cursor. That seems right, right? Okay. Fine. And what do we do now? Align. Can I just do that? I will try it, and then if that is not how it works, we'll find out, and I'll look in the documentation. And our label was character lookup table, and we're just going to have a bajillion byte commands here, and that will just put a literal byte in the data. I guess, you know, actually, honestly, I could align 7F, because do I want to do the whole ASCII character set? I mean, like, when I say the whole ASCII character set, I guess what I'm really saying is, like, the IBM's PC extended characters, which aren't even in this list. It only goes up to 127, because ASCII is 7 bits. If you thought ASCII was 8 bits, you are incorrect. It is 7 bits. Everything past 127 is not defined in ASCII. It is whatever they decided to make it in the region and on the machine that they decided to make it. So there you go, fun fact. But yeah, so if I do align 7F, then that's still inside of, you know, a page, a 256 byte page, and I will lose less space. So I think that is acceptable. Anyway, what I was going to do was 256 paste, because Vim key bindings. And we are just going to set them all to 0 as we start out. Cool. What would have been really useful, and I don't know a Vim command for it, though there almost certainly is, because Vim would be like giving each one of these a comment for what character it was. Would be useful. That would make this easier to do, but whatever. Not worried about it right now. So let me look at chat and see how happy Wereworm is that I am following their instruction, because it's good. It's the right way to go. Was the cat even around? I'm so engaged. Ocelot meows back at cat. Let's see. Wereworm says, I am fine with the but I want to do it my way reason. I would have assumed, because otherwise you wouldn't be watching this stream. Anish says, I have only read a bit about lookup table, never used it. Yeah, I mean, as a general rule, in like computer science, you kind of are always trading off space for time. Like, it's pretty universal. So lookup tables are just a way to kind of transfer time into space by, instead of, you know, writing a function that checks everything, which is quite a bit slower, but would probably take up less than 256 bytes of code. You can switch it to code like you just saw, where it's literally just one instruction that indexes into a section of memory to do a one-to-one mapping of, you know, your input value to your output value, and you're done. But then you have to have a table as big as your possible space of inputs and outputs. So I guess it would be as big as your possible space of inputs. I will stop babbling about this in a second, but it's kind of an interesting thing from a computer science standpoint, because, and just a math standpoint, because a rigorous definition of what a function is, and I don't mean a function as in like a computer subroutine, I mean like mathematically, you know, like function f of x kind of function that takes a value and outputs a value, is by definition a mapping from one pool of values to another pool of values, and you can universally represent that as a lookup table, or, you know, as a mapping. Like if you weren't in the computer headspace, if you were in the math headspace, you could call it a set of two vectors. So like this is a input space of 256 vectors and an output space of 256 vectors, and it's a mapping of, if it's this value, then it maps to that value. If it's, every function is also equivalently a mapping. So that's why it's universal in computer science that you can trade off time for space, because you can turn any pure function that is just, you know, take an input value and calculate an output value into a lookup table. It's just that it's going to take more memory, probably. There are obviously cases where, you know, if your lookup space is 4, then your code to implement the slower but less memory hungry version would be more memory hungry. So you always have trade-offs. But I think that's some interesting math. Wereworm says, before you change it, remember to commit, push, and start a new branch. We don't even have a branch yet. I haven't even taken the time to put this on GitHub yet, because I am busy implementing it. But yeah. And Dirt Piper says hello. Hello, Dirt Piper. Good to see you, as always. Okay, so I guess let's start hand assigning things. I really wish... You know what? Let's learn some Vim right now, because I bet there is a way to, like, script... So what I did to copy that line was I basically, in Vim, you can prepend... Everything is commands. So, like, Vim is modal. So if you... when you first get into Vim, it is in command mode, which means that the keys don't correspond to input. They correspond... Well, they don't correspond to typing. They correspond to... telling Vim to do things, like move the cursor around or enter a different mode or whatnot. When you're in, and then you can switch into insert command using the I key command, and that lets you input text. And then you can exit that and modify your text using more commands. So almost every command in Vim you can prepend with a number, and that means it will do whatever command you wrote that number of times. So I deleted that line, and then I did 256p to paste it 256 times. So I wonder, I don't know if anybody is... Oh, that's not a bad idea, Wereworm. Wereworm says, can there be a comma-separated byte values? And I'm pretty sure there can. So that, like, we could format it so it's like control characters, and then A to Z, and then... that's not a bad idea. But I want to learn some Vim, so I bet money that there is some way to write a command to write my text for me. So Vim, I don't even know how I'd look this up, because it's like Vim generate, let's just see. Yeah, like generate number sequence. Because I bet we could take this and extend it. Yes, because we want exactly something like this. Or whatever. Oh my lord. Vim, what are you doing? Control V4 JL0. I don't even know what... I mean, I'm not using Vim. I'm using Visual Studio Code with Vim key bindings. Interesting. Interesting. So go to line whatever. Use Control V to do a block select. Right. That much I understand. Shift I to enter insert mode. Okay. That would normally like allow you to insert... Block mode lets you select a block and then do your editing commands on it. So like if you wanted to insert spaces before a bunch of lines or something, you could do it that way. So normally this would just be inserting a bunch of things all before your selected lines. Okay. Now use GV to reselect your rectangle, and G Control A to create a sequence. Use 2G Control A to use a step count of 2. Fascinating. Fascinating, fascinating. Let's see if I can understand what they are saying here, and if this, if these key bindings for Visual Studio Code support it. Let me, because I'm not even sure if it supports Control-Shift-V is supposed to be visual block mode, and I'm not even sure if it supports that. I'm in insert mode. Nope, doesn't look like it really supports visual block mode. Oh no, it does. It's just Control-V. Weird. In usual Vim, it's, in my experience, it's Control-Shift-V. But maybe I'm just crazy. So let's do Control-V. Oh, and I need to insert... I need to insert lines after these. Actually, you know what's the faster way to do this, potentially? If we can just use that G Control A to turn something into a sequence of numbers. What if I... use the %s command to do a regex replace. Whoa! Nope, don't do that. Let's try %s/. Oh, it's because I keep hitting the wrong button because I don't know where the things are on this keyboard. %s / dot byte space is $ special. Yes, of course it is. $00 with dot byte / nope, I don't need to escape special characters. $00 followed by maybe that seems unnecessary. Let's just do that and see if I can use this sequence thing on it. All right, now let's block select those. Control V, whoops. There we go. So block select all of these. We're almost there. We're almost there. We're getting there. Come on. Come on now. And... Alright, let me try not to screw this up. G, Control A. Okay. G, Control A. Holy shit, it worked. Wow. What an unnecessary command. It would be... Wow, I pasted way more than I needed to here, huh? Wait. Is this an octal? Why is this an octal? Is it because I prepended it with a 0? Interesting. Yeah, that is definitely an octal. What? Undo. There we go. Fascinating. Whoa! Oh, it's just that it was being crazy slow. Shit, what's redo in Vim? I can never remember this. Vim redo. This is just turned into how to suck at Vim stream. Because U is undo, but redo is something less obvious. I mean, it's actually, I think, fairly obvious. It's literally R for redo. It's too obvious. And that is not doing anything. Also, the fun thing is, I know, speaking of, you should have committed your changes. The Vim key bindings buffer, or the Vim key bindings, yeah, like undo redo buffer is not just the Visual Studio Code undo redo buffer, which is interesting. So no, it can't just be R, because R is replace character. Oh, it's Control R. Really? Really? Control R? Are you serious? Yeah, actually, let's undo that step of adding the zeros after everything, and just run that command again. But I'm curious if I do like 0x0, if it'll handle it in hex, which would be really nice, because that's what I actually want, because that's how I'm looking at my ASCII characters. I don't know. Let's find out. One could look up the documentation, but that would be the weak person's way out, right? No? Is that very... Is that a toxically masculine thing for me to say? Feels like it. Reviewing chat, sorry. I always just look away. Just assume if I look away, I'm looking at chat. Wereworm said, I use Vim every day, but I only do basic stuff, but I know how to exit it. I'm kind of the same way. Like, I've learned the handful of Vim things that I need to be relatively... Like, that just make me faster for the things that I do all the time. Like, navigation, like hopping around characters and lines real fast is very nice. And some, you know, some block replace stuff and whatnot, but Vim is so... I mean, Vim and Emacs, whatever editors you want to use, it's not about one being better than the other. It's just, they are so freaking deep. Yes, back to reading chat. Anish has a head blowing up emoji, which, honestly, me too. Ocelot says, wait, Vim can be exited? I thought it just replaces your entire OS, becomes your life, and that's that. If you're serious about it, that's how it goes. Wereworm says, my favorite joke is start Vim with -Y. Now you can feel like the first time using Vim. -Y enters easy mode, and now the quit command isn't working. Excellent. Ocelot says, I genuinely didn't know about that one, and now I have no idea how to get out of Vim. Anish says, restart computer. Now I'm just reading chat. It's very good. Stack Overflow helped. Vim exited. Crisis averted. I'm glad we're all here to help each other out, to ruin each other's day and then help each other out. All right. So what was it? Was it just Control A again? Let us see. G Control A. G Control A. Hell yeah. The question is, Did it? Yeah, went into the double digits. Freaking beautiful. How cool is that? I hate the key commands for it. Like, that is terrible. There's probably a more explicit command for that, but that is very good. Okay, it goes to hex 100, which is one too many. Does it start at 1? Yes, it does. Whoops. Let's just fix that right now. And delete the last entry, which was at 400 something. Okay, now we've got our lookup table labeled. Lovely. So let me do a really fast test of this, and let's just like implement one character and see what it prints, because it should only print that character out of our string. 41 was A, right? And anything else should not move the character. It should not do anything. Yes, hex 41. And that was tile 70, I think. No, 30. 70 is something else. Numbers or something. Okay, so that means we should only get our A out of that string printed. Again, assuming all my syntax is right, I'm still not sure that that align command is right. But whatever, we'll deal with that when we get to it. 172. Let's see. Looks like PLX is not a command. I was too optimistic. Yeah, I think that might be a 65x16 instruction. Push, pull processor status. Yeah, it looks like the entirety of our stack operations. Oh well, that's fine. Was TAX a command though? Yes. I was doing this in a previous episode where for some reason I could not get TAX to work, but TAX is in fact a command. So, whatever, we'll pull A and then TAX. Segment code main isn't aligned properly. Oh, really? Why? Why do you say that? Let me read about the align command. Let's read about the align command. Well, it's not in here, so there's that. Oh, because this is just the pseudo functions section of this documentation. Let's see, so Control F, align. Align data to a given boundary. The command expects a constant integer argument that must be a power of 2, plus an optional second argument in byte range. If there is a second argument, it is used as fill value. Otherwise, the value defined in the linker configuration file is used, which defaults to 0, which I have selected. Since alignment depends on the base address of the module, you must give the name or a greater alignment for the segment when linking. The linker will give you a warning if you don't do that. Oh, because in the linker configuration, does it have a like alignment option? I think they have a documentation on the linker config. Looking at chat. Control O lets you issue a single normal mode command, or Control L switches you back to normal. Oh, that's because the easy mode of Vim. Yeah, Vim Y seems evil. Because if you're going to use Vim, you probably have spent time learning how those key bindings work, and as soon as they don't work, you're broken again. CL65. Basic usage. No, I want to see the bits on the configuration file. You'd think, like, with the configuration file being an important thing here, it would have information on what you can do in the configuration file, but no, apparently not. Okay. I'm still a little confused because I thought it was supposed to pad stuff. What if I put an align at the top of the code? Because maybe it's bitching that it's like, I don't know that the top of your code is aligned, which doesn't make any sense because I told it put it at E1000, but I guess that's before linking, so I don't know. Let's just do that. Let's just align segment code main. Yeah. Let us align that to I mean, I don't really care. Let's align it to a page boundary. That's fine. Combined alignment for segment code main is suspiciously large. That is suspiciously large. Last module requiring alignment was basic.o, which is the output of this assembly file, because we only have one. Segment code main isn't aligned properly. The resulting executable might not be functional. Well, F, man. I don't know what to tell you. I just want you to insert zeros and align this table at a nice 7F a boundary. Let's just Google. Let's just Google CC60 or CL65 link config. I mean, I already looked at this. Does it say anything interesting about? Because it was capital C is used linker config file, and it really doesn't say anything about the linker config file. That's weird and annoying. Oh, because it's LD65. That's why. That's why. Segments. Let's see. Let's Control F4 alignment. Don't warn about large alignments, but I do want it to warn me about large alignments because that 32K alignment is not kosher. Unused memory in a memory area may be filled. Use the fill yes attribute to request this. The default value to fill unused spaces is 0. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, I already have that. I have it set to fill is yes. Here. This means that the value may also be used to fill unfilled areas generated by the assembler's align and RES directives, which, yes, that's what I want. So, segments may be aligned to some memory boundary. Specify align equals num to request this feature. Should I just F it, make this lookup table its own segment, and then put align here? Oh, wait. Oh, interesting. Am I not using align correctly? Like, am I supposed to do align 100 instead of align FF? Or align... I mean, either way, it should still not be giving me that warning. I don't know. F it. I just want it to work, so let's make one called... I don't care. Because I can specify without an align and without a base address, right? Yes. So let's call this... I don't know. Character lookup table. will be loaded into the program memory space. It is also read-only memory. And instead of specifying a start address, ooh, but that's dangerous because everything that is below E1000, I don't necessarily have access to, even though I am putting it in my image. So that's offset. Is that useful? You know what? Before I do this, let's just Google search this warning, because that's what you should always do. I have a new project with some other people. Blah de blah. Sure. They're doing basically the same thing I am with a block of sprite graphics. And they're getting the same error. Okay, I will read that, but... Are you suggesting this is impossible and I should instead create a section? Yeah, this guy's saying the same thing I'm saying. I just want that assembly portion moved to the next 40-byte boundary and have a hole filled with whatever. Alignment is always needed if you have used the align command in the assembler. Oh. Oh. Well, that's weird. So what does this, like, do they have to be the same value? What if I have other things in my code that I want aligned to? Yeah, I mean, that's what this guy says too. I clearly don't understand why the segment has to be aligned if I just want a small portion generated of the binary. Yeah, like, I don't know, for me, it's, let's see. Oh, that's because the align directive works relative to the segment. That makes sense, because it doesn't know where that's going to get linked into until it actually gets linked. So if you don't specify that it's aligned, then it can't know that stuff that's in it that is using the align directive is also aligned. I get it now. So it really doesn't matter where we align this, but and I also am not sure if I align. Do I align it? Would it be FF or would it be 100? I'm going to use 100. And I think I'll also use FF here. I can check in the output and adjust, but let's try align equals hex 100. Get rid of that. That is still silly because, like, it would know that it's starting at E1000, which is it is compatible with my alignment thing here, but whatever. Don't overthink it. Just make it work. Align. Gonna try FF. We'll see what it does. Okay. And I already removed the align up here, right? Yes. So let's run it again. Only one of align, start, offset. Well, yeah, I know. Oh, that is so annoying. So I have to, like, god damn. Ooh, you know what I might be able to do is specify a big blank chunk, a big blank segment that goes from 0 to DFFF so that nothing can use that space. There's an idea. Which I may use in the future if I get my banking working, but for now, we'll just make it a blank area and not put anything in it. Load equals PRG, type equals read only, start equals 0. Can I tell it how big it is? Can I just say it is this big? other segment attributes. Let me search for size. No, not address size. That gives me the size of the memory. I want to specify the size of my segment, which probably doesn't really make sense. But that's not going to stop me from trying. Let's see. Other memory things, symbols, section. Did I bounce back to the top? No, I did not. Okay, fine. Should I just manually fill it up with a bunch of, like, just use a fill directive? That's what it is, right? Dot fill. 65. Pseudo functions. Dot fill. No dot. What was it? Because I used it earlier and it did not do what I needed it to do, but now I think it's what I want. But I can't remember what it was called. Repeat? Repeat. Yes, repeat and then. So I'm just going to repeat for, I guess, E1000. I'll repeat the 0 byte E1000 times in that segment and call it good. But how did that help me with my alignment issue? I'm going crazy. Oh, wait. Right, because I'm going to go back to making the lookup table its own segment, but that will guarantee me that it will be not in the blank area. Right, that's how that will work. So, by making the blank area at 0 and then filling it with E1000 0 bytes, that guarantees that that area won't be used. That's probably not the right way to do this, but that's how I'm going to do it. And then I guess in the future I can adjust that to actually put stuff in it, and then actually put stuff in it. So let's go back to calling it character lookup table PRG type equals read only, and align equals, gonna try FF. Here, I'm going to not use the align directive, even though, back to the start, why does that exist if you need to specify it in the linker anyway? Don't know. But let's do, I believe, segment, character lookup table. Yes. And cool, that's fine. Oh, actually, I wrote too many of these too, didn't I? I don't need 256 of these. I only need 127 of them, so my highest thing should be 7F. Let's delete that while I'm in here. Cool, cool, cool. And then I will add my segment, whatever I called it, blank. Repeat, E000, and rep, if I remember correctly, and then just byte 00. I hate that. I hate everything about it, but if it gives me a binary, then I will not complain too much. Oh, did I not save this? Probably didn't save it. Segment blank. Oh, blank area. Blank area. Yay. Okay, so let me not only, I'm not gonna just go straight to running it in FCEUX. I want to actually look at the output because I want to see how the alignment actually is and how the file ended up looking. So let us open from, this window is not resizable. That is insane. Surely there's a better hex editor than XVI32. It's just the one that I'm familiar with. Documents. It's just a PC. NES. Source. Where does the output go? Basic.bin. So here's all my blank area. And if we go to E1000, nicely already set up for me. There you go. That makes sense there. And then, oh, and then I can't tell where my characters are because they're all zeros, but also everything is all zeros. So whoops. Let's fix that real quick. But it does say my entry point is EO3F, which seems believable. Yes, because the stuff that starts at E1000 is going to be my string and whatnot. So the fact that stuff starts at E1000 still makes sense. So let me put a sentinel value here. Build again. I just want to make sure it doesn't like scoot it too far, but so far everything looks more or less right. Sorry, I know the text is kind of small and I'm doing this at 720p now, so you probably can't see much. Sorry about that. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. Let's see, so that's at E21D, which seems not right. Because I would expect it to be a multiple of, well, is E21D a multiple of 128? Let's see. E21D, switch it to decimal, divide by 128 is 452 even. Interesting. So I guess that's fine. That address rubs me the wrong way. But it seems right, I guess, according to my math. In programmer mode, do you automatically, yeah, probably. You probably automatically get, I assumed it would only truncate my decimals in hex, but no, it's probably truncating them everywhere. Let's throw it into something that actually gives me decimal digits. Or decimal points. Scientific. So that was 57885 divided by 128 is, yeah. No, it is not an exact multiple of 128. So, what the heck, man? I'm clearly using a line wrong. .128 is... That's probably where I'm screwing up. Because I actually probably want to specify a line as 128, and I'm specifying it as FF or 7F, both of which, like 7F is 127, so that would be like 80, wouldn't it be? Yes, it would be. That's where it's screwed up. I knew that didn't feel right. Let us update that. Align is 80. Whoa, 80. Try it again. We're learning how to assemble. We're getting there. Reload. Go to address. That's fine. There, that looks reasonable. E180. That looks round, feels good. And it is real close to the end of the code segment here, so that feels great. I think that is correct. And again, it needs to be aligned, or at least it needs to not go outside of a 256 byte boundary. So that is why the alignment, because if it does, then my X value will wrap, and that's no good. Or rather, the X won't wrap. It's just the math of doing the relative addressing, I believe, will wrap using the X offset in my code, which is right. Where's the part where it actually inserts it? Right here. I believe that will wrap weirdly at page boundaries, but don't quote me. This may all have been for nothing. Let us check chat again, and then let's run this, fill out some values, try printing that A again. Yeah. Oh boy. Man, chat moves a little faster every time I do a stream. And I actually had to scroll this time. Vim is indeed pure evil disguised as a text editor, and I love every second of it. I have nothing to add to that. I don't know if it's evil. I had a friend convinced me, hey man, you should really give Vim a chance. And I was like, it seems like such a learning curve. It seems like such a pain in the ass. And literally, I mean, I love it literally just because I don't have to remove my fingers from the home row, which is this keyboard. If you haven't taken a skiz at it, is it's a Text Shinobi. My wife actually bought it for me for a birthday, bless her soul. But you know, it's a ThinkPad ripoff, and so I can always keep my fingers just like right here. I never have to move them anywhere, because if I want to mess around, I just do this. Which honestly, this track point isn't the best. It's a little disappointing for the price, but otherwise, yeah, with Vim, stick them here. Never move your fingers. That's my favorite thing. This stream is already over an hour, so let me rip through the interesting things in chat right now. Which for chat people, it's all interesting. It's just I can't sit here reading it all day. Having a loud and clicky keyboard will make me want to learn Vim. Heck yeah. Googling is the only thing that I can relate to. You'll Google until you die. Don't ever worry about it. I actually, I'm going to try and be real nice about this because I know work people watch this, but as a programmer, Googling is totally fine. I want you to Google. Like, if you're like, man, I don't know how to do this off the top of my head, go Google it first. Just go Google it. Grab the error and toss it in Google. Like, just, it's with programming, especially with when you're dealing with so many libraries and everything that is a part of modern development, you can't keep all of that in your head. You're not expected to. Go Google it. I don't remember anything, but I'm still a pretty good developer because I know how to retrieve things. So, yeah. Was wondering about align. Need to use the same align. Yeah. All the chat. Wereworm saying read the chat, goddammit, because I was trying to figure out the align stuff. Yeah. Trey Dempsey is asking Wereworm if he sleeps or is even human. Yes, because he's just always here. Wereworm retracted some message, so. Oh, Wereworm. Yeah. Everybody's catching up. Yeah, we're all cool. We love you, Wereworm. It's just you're like, it's 4 a.m. and I'm going, and you were there for like that 4-hour thing that would have started like 4 a.m. your time. So just, it's whatever you're doing. If it's drugs or just lifestyle, it's impressive. Oh yeah. First, I'm a night owl. Second, lost my job last month. That is a fucking bummer, man. That's my biggest fear. Is I'm pretty sure I'm gonna lose my job every minute, and so far. Anyway, yeah, pour one out for that. But you'll find something. You're clearly a smart person, which I know is always kind of, just because you're smart doesn't mean that you can hold down a job. I know a lot of smart people who can't hold down a job because they've got that kind of brain. That kind of brain is really kind of attracted to this work, so it's a real bummer because I just, you see it a lot, is that I'm amazed that I've been able to hold down my jobs because I'm super ADHD, I'm a depressive, like, I just, in a lot of ways I suck at humaning, but Not that I'm saying, like, I'm also a super genius, but obviously, like, I have saleable skills here that people will pay me for, and the fact that that hasn't lined up to totally ruin my job, I don't know how, but I get how that can happen to anybody else out there. Wareham says, no worries, man, I got some shares in the company for exchange. There you go, profit sharing. But yeah, everybody pour one out for Wereworm. But, you know, on the flip side, the unlimited freedom of watching your favorite streamer anytime you want. I'll take that. Now, where were we? I was looking at chat, and everything looked like it built right, so let's start tossing characters into that lookup table, huh? Let's put an A. Firstly, let's get rid of that Sentinel value, because I don't want to try printing a 0 somehow and printing whatever the tile at AA is. Okay, so, sorry, 41 is A, that is tile 30. Cool, it's already in there, actually. I should have seen that. I don't actually see... You probably can't read this because of the encoding, but the video encoding. I'm not sure I see a 30 in here. It looks like it was already in here, and I don't see it. But it's also hard to read this many small characters. Let me just search for the next 30. Direction down, start from cursor. Yes. Oh, no, it's right there. Excellent. So, this should actually... Let's just relink it for, I don't know, safety's sake. So this should print only an A, because there is definitely an uppercase A in my test string, and the only character we have implemented in the lookup table that isn't a 0 right now is the A. So, no, but it looks like our scroll is off, so probably the scroll didn't get reset again for some reason. Wrong. Name table viewer. Yes! Okay, cool. So it did print an A, but the scroll got screwed up. So let's figure out why the scroll didn't happen. Let us review what would have happened here. So, print char, it's going to wait for vertical blank, and then set the screen address, calculate the low byte, cool. Then pull A, transfer A into X, clear carry, then look up in the lookup table at that character's address, and if it is 0, jump to print string. Oh! I just auto-completed wrong. Print. Oh, I love how inconsistent this is, because it's PRINT string, but it's PRNT char. If that just ain't my style, though. Okay, so that's why, is we were jumping all the way over to the end of the print string code, which means that this was never getting called. You can do it. I know you can script FCEUX, so I could probably write a nice little Lua script here to just, like, reload at the end of building, but there it is, there's our A. So, I should be good to just fill this out, and that's the magic. That is the magic of Wereworm. So this would just be 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. Let me just double check. It's 5A is Z, right? I bet there's a faster way to do this too. With the magic of Vim. Through the magic of Vim, all things are possible. Z is 5A. So I'm just going to keep doing this until I get to 5A. 3A. 3B. 3C. 3D. 3E. 3F. 40. 41. 42. 4-3. Are you riveted yet? 4-4. 4-5. 4-6. 4-7. 4-8. 4-9. 4A. 4B. 4C. 4D. 4E. 4F. Wait for it. Are you ready? 5-0. 5-1. 5-2. 5-3. 5-4. I am going slowly mad. 5-5. 5-6. 5-7. 5-8. What do numbers even mean anymore? 5-9. 5A. Yeah, buddy. And you fat finger, close the file. At least when I fat finger, what happens there is I have typed, so the command for exiting Vim is, or the command for saving your file in Vim is colon to start a command, W. And exiting is Q, and Q and W are right next to each other, so I always hit the side of the W key, and then it rolls over onto the Q key, or maybe it would have to be the other way around. And I managed to type, no, W then Q, right quit. So I managed to type right quit like 1 out of every 10 times that I save my document. But at least the right happens first, so I can't be too angry about it. And reload, and this should print all of the uppercase characters now because they're all implemented. Interesting. Oh, blah, blah, blah. I'm a moron. I did this totes backwards. Because this is the tile number. This is the... Yeah. So I didn't need to go up to 5A tiles. I needed to go up to 5A, the 5A entry, which is this one. Okay. So... Ooh, let's use those cool block commands that I don't use enough. And I should be able to... Oh, boy. Replace with 0? Heck yeah. Heck yeah, I can do that. File. Open. Basic.NES. There we are. Okay. Uppercase characters. Implemented. Which is why the lookup table is a great idea. Okay, now let's just implement numbers, which start at... Doody-doody-doo. 30. I knew that. Wait. See, that's what confuses me, is the tile number for A is 30, and the ASCII code for A is 30. That is gonna screw me up at some point here. So, right. 0 ASCII is 30, so we start at the 30th entry, and then I believe that is tile 70, right? Let's see. Yes. So, just do the same thing. Are you ready for it again? 70. 71. Count along, won't you? 72. 73. 74. 75. 76. 77. 78. 79. And now, that should be numbers implemented. Reopen. You ever just, like, forget how to do things for no good reason that you've just been doing for hours? There's numbers. Cool. Done. Alright, so we're back up to where we were last time, except now we're using the lookup table, so it will take me, like, a minute and a half to implement lowercase characters. Before I do that, let's see if Wereworm is laughing at me yet, because that was his idea to go to the lookup table, and it was really the right design decision. He has not laughed at me, so thanks. That's very nice of you. Trade MC says, I've had 15 jobs over 26 years of work. It's a thing. Honestly, that doesn't seem crazy to me, but that's just because I have... it sounds lame to say low self-worth. It's not so much that. I'm just anxious that people are gonna... You know, it's like imposter syndrome combined with a bunch of other neuroses. So I jump jobs all the time. because I think they're going to find out that I'm a fraud, even though I've been there for like a couple years. You think they would have caught on, but that's my neuroses. So let's see, I've been working software for about a decade now. I started in, actually really more like 11 or 12 years. And in that time, how many jobs have I had now? I guess I can just say the names of the places. This is why I can't count them, because I can't do it in my head. Toyota, then Cool Wind, which is a place I worked in New York, and they're my freelance client now. State of New York, Toyota again, current job, plus the freelance work. So only 5, only 5 in the last 11 years. That's, yeah, jumping jobs every 2 years. So they won't find out that you suck. Your mom. Hi. I love you. You raised me to be a good person, I think. So good job. Ocelot said, I'm sure there's a more efficient way to do this, but that's less fun to watch. Is it really? Is it really? Trey is telling me all the things I can do in Vim, but it's too late, Trey. It is too late. Everybody already, Ocelot says they really enjoy me, typing over and over and over again, so it's what the people want. Alright, so lowercase characters start at doo-dee-doo hex 61 right here. And what tile do they start at? Which again goes through P, so that is tile 50. Ready for it? 51, 52, 53, and what character is P, so I know when to stop. That is hex 70. So when I get to here, I need to stop. Anyway, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62. Wait, no. This is hex. This is hex. This is hex. I'm smarter than that. 5A. 5B. 5C. 5D. 5E. 5F. 6O. Oh, doesn't that line up nicely? 7O is 6O. So that should be lowercase characters up to P. P and then some garbage. Oh, because of something? Is this... Oh my god, am I off by one character everywhere? Wait, no. A is... yeah, it's 61. Yes? Yes. 61. Oh, damn it. I'm off by 1 everywhere on this side. Frick. What's the fastest way to fix this? Fuck. I will delete this, renumber this column. Let's see. Yeah, because if I just use my block character thingy again, and turn these all back into zeros, or, well, we can just start from the top. We can just start from the top. We can renumber from the top. This is fine. It's all fine. It's all fine. Let's see. Can you tell I'm panicking for no good reason? You know what? There is also a better way to do this, but I'm going to drop a character from all of these so that I can set them all back to just a single 0 so that I don't accidentally put myself in octal again. There. Now, let us do another block select, turn these all into zeros. replace with 0. Now, let's use that magic G Control A command that I should really study more, because I bet I can do some very powerful things related to it, but I probably won't. G Control A, and there we go, fixed. And where was that? 6-1 is 5-1 for some reason. Okay. Here, let's continue this block replace thing, because no, fuck. Damn it! I'm just gonna do this I would call it the easy way, but it's actually the hard way. I don't know what got screwed up there. It was probably very obvious, but just don't judge me. Never mind. Actually, judge me as hard as you want. This is how I learn. 5F, and of course that does not line up quite as nicely anymore. But what are you gonna do? Yes. So 6-1 lines up to character 50. Let's try that again. Oh man, an hour and a half. An hour and a half, but it's a weekday. Yes, we have up through P. It is correct now. All right, next range is Q through V, which is going to be, it's going to end at ASCII 76. And our starting tile is 4A. 4A. And we go up to 76. And we just carry off from where we were before. I said 4A, right? 4A? My mind can't retain anything. 4A. So this is 4A, and this is 4B, and this is 4C, and this is 4D, and this is 4E. Of course it is. And this is 4F, and this is 5O. Where did I say I'd end? I think I'm past it. Where does this end? V? I can't keep anything straight in my head. Yes, V ends at hex 76 ASCII. So that ended there. Alright, so we should have up to V now. And let this be, though, a good, even though do not take any of this code as good code. This is such garbage code. But as a developer, if any younger developers are watching this, or just less experienced developers, let it be known, and this is a lesson that I could still stand to learn myself, refactoring or redesigning can sometimes make everything way faster, or they can, if you find the right way to do, if you can find a right way to do things, sometimes rewriting your code is actually faster than implementing a feature on top of your code that's already not, implemented in a different way that is not as good. For example, by switching to the lookup table, I managed to, this whole episode was mostly implementing the lookup table, but now, because it's so fast for me to just jam lookup values and jam them into the lookup table and have them automatically work, it has taken me, a handful of minutes to re-implement all of the characters and then implement what I actually want to implement in the first place. So always be aware of that, and we are up to V. Cool. Now we just have to do the last weird ones. So W, which is apparently 77. Where are you, W? You are at tile 1. Where are you? What comes after W? I can't do the alphabet unless I read it out. TUVWX is over here, lowercase x. That is 08. Y is here at OC. And finally, Z is here at OF. And let's do a sanity check that we're at character 7A. Is 7AZ? It sure is. And so if I save and run, that should be a video today. Though we're going to run it on the hardware. We always run it on the hardware, but why wouldn't it work fine? File, open, basic NES. There you go. Uppercase characters, lowercase characters, numbers. It's all implemented. And now, I think next episode we can have a lot more fun because we don't have to write all of the, you know, if this then that character selection crap just to like put in a random fun character. So I can just fill out a string with the whole printable ASCII character space, and we can start filling in fun characters, look for fun characters in the ROM, and then we just look up, make sure they're mapped right, then look them up, slap them in the table, and they'll just work and it'll look great. So I think that will be more fun and more enjoyable for everyone. So big shout out to Wereworm, firstly for always being here. That's very, very nice of you. I really appreciate it. And of course I really appreciate all of you, but for convincing me to just go ahead and rewrite it as a lookup table, yeah, totally worth it. 100% worth it. That was the way to go. Oh, we might have to address this next time. Why does this start at B? Why is this starting at B? B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. What? 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 Watch there just not be an A in my, No, there's totally an A. What? Yo. Okay, and OBS is telling me it's time to go, so... But let's have that be the, mystery with which we will pick up next episode. Why... It's debug real quick. Why, that A isn't showing up. That's very weird. It's right here. It should be at 61. Anyway, before OBS disconnects again, and it's way past time, see you, love you, bye. Sorry I missed the last bit of comments, but I'm definitely going to read them. Okay,